Yesterday's vote on the fiscal framework and revenue proposals in the National Assembly revealed significant divisions in the government of national unity. The DA's position in the GNU is now uncertain after the party distanced itself from the ANC-led coalition, voting against the budget. The move has sparked concerns about the long-term viability of the GNU. This as the ANC managed to pass the budget with support from smaller parties like Action SA and the IFP. The DA is now heading to court, saying it will do everything it can to ensure that the VAT increase doesn't go ahead. Joining me now is political analyst Asanda Ngoasheng. Asanda, a very good afternoon to you. Thanks very much for your time. I think the focus, politically at least, is on what happens. What does the DA do, or what does the ANC do? Who is going to blink first?
Well, I mean, I think the ball is definitely in the ANC's court because they are the ones with a 40% chunk of the electoral vote, and they are the ones who have the ultimate kind of say on what kind of government of national unity, or even coalition for that matter, because we seem to forget that the ANC could choose, for an example, to just have a coalition with the MK, or just have a coalition with the EFF, or whatever's going to take them over that 50%. There doesn't have to be a government of national unity. There doesn't have to be a government of national unity that includes the DA. And there could be a government of national unity that excludes the DA, but includes Action SA, for example, as we saw with the political meanderings that happened yesterday. I thought, what was most interesting for me was the finance minister saying that you cannot vote against a budget and then want to be part of its implementation. And this was one of the strongest kind of indications that the ANC may be tired of the DA's political toing and froing and maybe looking to kick them out effectively. We also saw this morning, I saw a clip of Trolip talking about the DA and basically explaining that, they had engaged as Action SA because they brought a proposal which the ANC seemed to like. They brought a proposal which they discussed with the ANC, with the various other members of the GNU and various members outside of the GNU. And they are arguing that the DA was the one who wasn't interested effectively in engaging fully with the proposal that they had put forward.
Which is, correct. Certainly on the account of Arthur Trolip. But then the same Arthur Trolip seems to be concerned, if you're reading between the lines, whether the ANC or be doubting at this stage whether the ANC will follow through on what they agreed on. And he makes that point on the back of the fact that the ANC didn't talk about what the two parties agreed on.
Yeah, exactly. So there's some uncertainty as things stand on there's what was voted on and what is actually going to happen. And the question is between what was proposed by the various political parties and what was voted on in terms of the speech that was delivered and what is actually going to happen going forward. Because remember, part of what the Action SA has suggested is that the parliament itself takes time to engage further with this and try and find another way to get hold of this money that it says is needed in order to not have the VAT increase at the level that has been debated or discussed. And so there are question marks around that, certainly. And then the second question marks, of course, are around whether the current constitution of the GNU is going to be the constitution of government that we are going to go forward into once that budget gets passed, which it should, by the 1st of May.
Quick last one, Asanda, what are the chances of the ANC gravitating towards your EFFs and MKPs, given that, by all readings, the ANC has given up on the DA already?
Well, I mean, I think that, if you look at what happened yesterday, there doesn't seem to be much friendship or love, essentially, between the EFF, the MKP, and the ANC. But of course, politics is a very interesting game. It's a very unstable game because you never know when people are friends and when they're not. They could appear to be friends, but actually not be friends. Or they could appear
Okay.
to not be friends and actually be talking and discussing in the background. If you think even just about Action SA, about a week ago, I would have said Action SA seems to be going the route of not wanting to vote for this budget speech. And then a week later, Action SA is leading the charge
You're
of
right.
let's vote for this budget. And
Yeah.
so it could go either way. But I thought it was interesting when Patricia DeLille said this is a new coalition between the EFF, the MK, and the DA. And it's interesting, when you have an MK, a DA, and an EFF agreeing on a point, you have to ask the question, what exactly is going on? And
Yeah.
unfortunately for the DA, a lot of people have accused them of not actually voting against the VAT because they are
Okay.
thinking of poor people, but actually doing it because they are using the budget vote as an opportunity to try to get the ANC to go back on Bella and various other policies that have already been passed, that they want to be reversed because their constituencies aren't happy with those. And I mean, what fascinates me about that specific accusation is that, to me, it shows a lot of political immaturity in the DA, because they should know that even if the ANC agrees to reverse Bella, there's a whole process that requires parliament, that requires a public participation process. The ANC, it's not America where you can just send out an executive order and cancel the bill. There's a
Okay.
whole process. The government would have to basically restart the process all over again, to even if it's just to make amendments. There's a whole process. It's not an agreement with the president or an agreement with the ANC and then you get what you want. And so
Yeah.
I think that based on
Asanda
that,
Ngoasheng.
the DA may have gone into the agreement, into the GNU, under the wrong impression that they are going to be able to change things that have already passed.
Asanda
And they're
Ngoasheng.
finding out now that that's not
Let's
the
leave
case.
it there. Thank you very much for your time. I really appreciate it. Unfortunately, we've run out of time. I've got to take headlines in a moment. Don't